It's 7 weeks and 2 days before my last frost date. What's that? Stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie. Today I want to talk about gardening and specifically outdoor gardening. Now it is March, and if you are considering an outdoor garden, it is the best time to get started. And so today I want to give you my top 5 questions that you need to answer before you begin your gardening project. As a quick side note, all the flowers you see in this video are from plants that I actually started from seed or from bulbs. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. What is my plant hardiness zone? Now the plant hardiness zone has to do with the conditions, the climatic conditions that are necessary for the growth and the survival of your plant. Lots of plants cannot survive certain conditions if they are below freezing, and so in certain areas those plants would be considered annual plants. So you need to know what zone you are in. I think I operate in a zone 5. So most plants, when you go to purchase plants, you will notice on the label you will see the hardness zone. That is what is the minimum zone that you're able to put those plants under the ground and for them to survive. So key question, just do a Google search and you will identify what your plant hardiness zone is. So importantly, always check to see what the plant hardiness zone is for the plants that you plan to put in your garden. For example, these hollyhock seeds that I planted, and they did very well last season. The zone for these to survive throughout the winter is zones 2 to 9. I'm a zone 5, so these plants definitely will come back after the winter season. Now where we have freezing temperatures, lots of plants will go dormant in the winter and then come alive in spring, and that's one that you're looking at there. That's the hydrangea. It's gonna come alive in spring. The number 2 question, what is my last frost date? When is it that I'll be able to put my plants underground outside and not have them freeze? At that familiar sight of snow on the trees and the ground all covered in frost, you have to know when your last frost date. That date will tell you when you're able to put your plants underground outside, or put them outside in a container, and they won't die because of the freezing temperatures. Here I'm demonstrating a simple Google search for identifying the first and last frost dates. I use the Farmer's Almanac website. I will put in a random postal code. This postal code is for the Eaton Center in Toronto, and you will see that the last frost date for this area is May 4. What this means is that anything that is going to be planted outside will need to go in anytime after May 4. You also see that there is the first fall frost, which is going to be October 13. So the next big question, do I want annuals or perennials? Now annual plants are those that will bloom in just one season and they die off once you hit winter or the colder months. Perennials are plants that will come back year after year, and so in the winter or the colder months they go dormant on the ground. Most times when you go to purchase your seeds, you will see on the packet, if it's an annual like this, these are annuals. These are geraniums and phlox plants that I did last season. So these are annual plants. They'll only last for one season because of the winter. And then these are perennials that I planted. These were dianthus and the hollyhocks. These will survive through the winter. They just go dormant and then they come back after. But remember, it's according to your zone. So what's an annual in my zone might be a perennial in your zone, meaning it will just keep blooming because you have the temperatures to keep those alive. In this spot, I have a whole bunch of perennial plants that it looks as if this is a dead patch, but they're actually plants that are alive on the ground. They will come alive in the spring. You can see a few of them peeping up right there. So your perennial plants, you just put them in the ground once and then they come back year after year. Here are some tulips that usually emerge in the spring and they are coming alive. So my next question, what supplies do I need? As a gardener, whether indoor or outdoors, you will definitely need some garden supplies. You need gardening gloves, you need tools, you need a good set of bypass pruners. You need, if you're going to start seeds indoor, you need the seed pods and the seedling starting mix. That's very important for getting your seeds started early. You also need some compost that will help to enrich your soil for planting. And you will also need some watering can or hose, those things that you need to definitely get your planting going. Here's an example of some seeds I started this season. These are Petunia seeds, and I started over a week ago and they have already started to sprout. You could see those tiny seedlings right there, and I have them in this jiffy container that gives it humidity, and I have it under a grow light, right? So these will definitely be ready for spring. Okay, so number 5, am I going to be using a container or do I have a patch of land that I want to use for planting? That is so important because you will need to prepare your containers, you will need to prepare your land. And container gardening is actually really beautiful. You can plant vegetables, you can plant your annuals, your perennials. All different kinds of plants can be grown in containers. And for the next few pictures, you will see the different plants that I have in containers, and they have actually done well. Here is a patch of land where I have my plants. I have some hostas, I have daylilies, I have roses, I have different plants that are mainly perennials, and they do come back year after year. So, got patience? You're gonna need lots of that when it comes to gardening, because you probably get so anxious to see your plants grow and do well, but it takes lots of patience to really get through the growing season, but it's absolutely so rewarding. Okay, so there you have it. Those are my top 5 questions that you need to answer when you are thinking about gardening. Now, winter is almost done. Spring is just around the corner. So now is the best time to get started. If you're planning to do some gardening and you're planning to do them from seed, now is the time to get your seeds and get them started indoors, so that when that last frost date hits, you are ready to just put them outside and just to enjoy all the beautiful plants that you have started. Thank you so much for watching. Do like this video, subscribe to my channel, and you can make a comment. Let me know what you're planning to grow for this planting season, or maybe you're just planning to purchase some plants from the store. That is fine too. So I just want to leave a little nugget with you. Just like the perennial plants, when they go underground and it looks as if they're dead and it looks as if nothing is happening, but something is happening underground. Just so for your own life, some things might look dead and dormant and like nothing has happened, but just know that God works things out for your good. So it doesn't matter how that situation looks, just trust God and He will work things out. All the best, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.